Alright, so I added the Expert Crusader to the General. I modified its weapon set. I modified its armor, its build cost, and all that good stuff. I made a command button. I put it on the War Factory. I even made it a decent way to make it more realistic. What more can I do? How about adding some new audio files? My name is Janus Jaguar, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to change some of the voice tracks and sounds that your units can make. This also works for buildings and upgrades also. Alright, so first and foremost, you will mostly be working when it comes to audio with the Voice.ini, the Speech.ini, and the MiscAudio.ini. The actual audio files themselves can be found in these particular .big files. I spent a good hour scratching my head trying to figure out where the audio file was. I was looking in the Generals because I mod only General 0 Hour, and I couldn't find the Crusader audio. And then I was like, I'll throw it on a whim, and I looked in the Generals audio, and it was there, but it was not in the General 0 Hour. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's an add-on. Obviously, it's going to be trying to use something from the old stuff, right? I mean, allegedly. Why else would you need the original game if you're going to use the expansion, right? And so yeah, apparently some of the units are in the original game when it comes to some of the audio files, I guess. But anyway, so in this particular tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add your own custom audio, essentially. Again, this is going to be following a previous built upon modding the Expert Crusader, as you can find in previous tutorials. So I'm just going to go from the beginning. You basically, you go to your directory, you go to your data, create in the data folder an audio, just straight up audio. It's cool. And again, in your directory, this is where your .big files are. And all of these, except these ones down here, are the Crusader's sounds. It's not all of them, but it's most of them. And I just wanted to do a quick show how that's going. So as you can see, it's these weirdly named files. But first, before we get to that, let's get into more of the settings. So if you go to audio settings, it basically gives you an idea of how the directory works. As you can see, it says data/audio. That was the previous folder that we were in. You can create 3 particular ones, which is speech. This is more of the EVA commands, like nuclear missile ready, stuff like that, I believe, at least. But it's also all that EVA related stuff that can be found in the Speech.big and .ini specifically. And then you have the music, which is in the tracks folder. That is a special kind of activation, from my understanding. You need to enable the tracks within the maps themselves, so you have to do some map editing. Maybe I'll cover that in a later tutorial. But specifically in here, we're going to look at the sounds folder, which is, again, this is data/audio/sounds. So we won't need that anymore. And so when we go in here, we got the sounds. In my mod, I've added a bunch of unit sounds already. So we're going to go back here. So I made a quick reference. So when you create the Crusader tank, this is what you hear.
USA Armor Division.
And so I've created my own version of that for the Expert Crusader.
USA Expertise Division.
Whatever. It's just a experiment. I named it the same way I just added the E. I'm not sure what all the letters stand for, but in my head I feel like it's vehicle, Crusader. In this case it's select. F is the like how many sounds. As you can see, it's A through F. This SE is select. I figured that out because of
Crusader tank responding.
when you select the unit, that's what it says. So when you build the unit,
USA Armor Division.
and then when you click on it later, it will sometimes say
USA Armor Division.
the same thing with this one where it says AT. That's attack.
This'll wake 'em up.
And I made a version.
We got this, General.
You know, and then the same thing is here is for the attack D and the attack D.
Grease 'em.
And I made a version.
Just seasoning our prey.
And so what you would have to do is you would have to put the audio files, and these are specifically .wave files. I use Audacity to create these files. You can use anything you want as long as it's a .wave file. I don't know if there's a size limit to how big the files can be. I never tested that, but who knows. So basically just move them into sounds, and then you would open up the Voice.ini. I've already copied this over, so I just copied over the Crusader's voice select, voice create, voice move, and voice attack. These are the exact ones I just showed you earlier. And so basically what I, as I said, it's a vehicle, Crusader, and this is select because this is the select unit voice. So the ones that I created is I just put an E in front of the C because it's Expert Crusader. The same thing is right here because I made a voice, and then I made a D voice, I think. I don't know. Alright, next I want to cover something that I kind of only know a little bit about, but let's see how it goes. So I want to talk about type. The type you can see here is the UI voice player. I'm just going to go to this one. It's the reason why I put it here. There's the UI voice player, world global player, and world shrouded player. My best guess at these are this one seems to be you can hear it if you're in the neighborhood. The same thing is, I think everybody can hear the world global player one, and this is the one that only you can hear. So like, say you build something, this is the one that'll pop up with. So that's why the select voice turns on, because it's the UI voice interacting versus the global voice acting one. So yeah, just to recap, you create your own voice, save it as a .wave, add it to the sounds folder, which is in the audio folder, which can be created in the data folder. It doesn't need to be named in this fashion, it just needs to be a .wave, and then just add it to the Voice.ini. Don't forget to add the appropriate type. Just copy over, say, another unit, like I made the Expert Crusader based on the regular Crusader, so I just copied over the regular Crusader's voice files, and I just added Expert to it. That's all I did. And it's just that's it. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. If I figure anything else out, maybe I'll make another video. Feel free to join the Discord, and thanks.